Institute in Portland, and then did a series of online courses related to library services for midlife adults ages 50 and up. And then I got this letter in the mail. It said I'm now a library leader. So I thought, hey, that's cool. We've all heard about baby boomers. It's hard to pick up a newspaper today without hearing something about baby boomers. Some of us are baby boomers, or our parents are baby boomers. Who are they? Well, here's some numbers. They're people who were born between 1946 and 1964. 1 out of every 3 adults is a baby boomer. By 2030, 1 in every 5 Americans will be 65 or older. And the 50-plus population in California will grow 31% over the next 10 years. Now, some people have called this a rising rocking chair ratio, but generally speaking, boomers are healthier, better educated, and until recently, one of the wealthiest generations in U.S. history. And due to an increase in longevity, boomers will experience an extended midlife stage, about 30 years of active life after the age of 50. And they're also just the first group that's going to have this extended midlife stage. There'll be many coming after that. So this new stage will present challenges and opportunities. Boomers are generally healthy and active, and they're eager to stay engaged in their communities and continue to learn. They need to or want to work longer. They're not retiring at the traditional time. Many need to help learning new skills and to either keep jobs or to find jobs. Some are looking for encore careers that will keep them engaged as well as help pay the bills. And they're motivated to use their knowledge and skills to do things that are meaningful to them and will have an impact on their communities. So how does this affect libraries? Well, first of all, if 1 in every 5 Americans will be 65 by 2030, then it's reasonable to assume that 1 out of every 5 library patrons will be as well. And our traditional senior services tend to be deficit-based. They're designed to help people do something that they can't do any longer. Book delivery to homebound patrons is a good example of that. We tend to think of seniors as retired, and less physically and maybe even mentally able, but we need to free ourselves from those stereotypes of what it means to be older. We should emphasize the assets that older adults bring and plan programs and services that will engage them. For instance, library programs are often offered, for this group, are often offered during the day, but midlife adults now are probably working, caring for children, and maybe their parents as well, or going back to school to start a new career in something that's always interested them. So how are we going to respond to this, what I call the age wave? First of all, you really need to know your community and develop a demographic profile. They're the largest cohort to move through midlife, but they're also the most diverse. So what works in Oceanside may not work in Escondido. Take a good look at your volunteer opportunities. To engage boomers, we need to give them tasks beyond shelving and envelope stuffing. Boomer volunteers are very different than what our traditional senior volunteers. They're more physically able. They view retirement very differently. They see the second half of life as a source of social and individual renewal. They believe that some of their most important contributions are still ahead. Their patron saint would be Jimmy Carter, would be an example. They want to add more meaning to their lives, and they also want to control and be able to plan and organize their own activities. They're interested in volunteering for meaningful work in which they can use the skills and talents they've developed over their careers. So they will respond to a well-run volunteer program that offers flexibility and a wide range of options. They want to do something that they see is going to make an impact, is really going to make a difference. So take time to create volunteer job descriptions so their volunteers will have a clear understanding of the time, the work involved, the training required, and the impact it will make. Given our current financial mess, many boomers who thought they would be retiring are not. And many who did retire are reconsidering that decision. And they're looking for ways to get back into the workforce. Now, this situation has all sorts of implications, which no one's figured out yet, but libraries can help address it by offering programs that are geared towards helping people prepare to get a new job, stay in their job if they can't retire yet. For example, a good one is helping people to upgrade their technology skills. So really now we'll see 3 generations in the workforce. And the new kid down the hall could well be somebody's grandmother who is in another stage in her multi-act life. So this is a great opportunity for older workers to share with younger workers, pass the culture and knowledge along, kind of like this mentorship program. Many boomers are looking for what is known as encore careers. That jobs that will provide a paycheck and a purpose. They are about transitions, renewed purpose, and social impact. There's a website called encorecareers.org, and they have a lot of information about this phenomenon. They recently had a contest for 6-word memoirs related to encore careers, and I just wanted to read a few because it gives you a sense of what they're about. The grand prize winner was "Done climbing ladder, now lifting others." Other winners were "From power suits to passionate pursuits." Medicare, masters in the same year. Lost my job, found my purpose. There are a lot of successful program ideas out there based on boomer interests. And I recommend looking at the Transforming Life After 50 website. They list a lot of the, summarize a lot of the programs and have links to more information about them. I'd like to just give you a few examples. Boomers are interested in financial and retirement planning, and there is a website, part of ALA, called Smart Investing at Your Library. They have great ideas. Staying healthy, both physically and mentally, is important. And libraries, I think, have a great opportunity to sort of brand themselves as brain health centers. Palo Alto did a series called Feed Your Head, and they had lunchtime programs on brain fitness and healthy aging. Spirituality is another topic of interest to this population. Multnomah County Library had a series on spirituality called What's It All About, Alfie? And they discussed finding meaning and purpose, faith traditions, secular perspectives, and community action. Another area that's of interest and is important is technology and social media. And San Bernardino is a good example. They did a series of 10 programs on all different types of technology, from using the library self-checkout to cell phones and cameras, travel planning via the computer. And then they had volunteers from the University of Redlands who came in and helped people after the programs, and they had a great attendance for that. Intergenerational programs and activities are also very important to boomers. They're looking for opportunities to interact with younger people. Remember that boomers are busy people, so consider web-based resources and drop-in events where you don't have to attend on a regular schedule. We've heard from Alan on partners and other people about partners, but that's a great thing to do with boomers too. If you look around your community, and it gives you a chance to reach out to people who aren't regular library users too. Bring them into your library. Parks and Recs departments, local AARP, cultural arts organizations, health organizations, chambers of commerce. Those are all just some examples of people you can partner with depending on what you learn about your boomer population and what their interests are. One of the programs I heard about in my coursework, which I thought was really interesting, is called Books to Action. I don't know if anybody has heard about that before, but it's basically a book group, but it has a community service component. So the group picks a book, they read it, they discuss it, and then in partnership with a community organization, they plan a community service project that somehow relates to the book. So that provides an engaged and active way to participate in a book group and also put your ideals into action. Oh, and then another thing too, which, and you probably have seen this in the paper, I see practically every day, that boomers are becoming more and more active social media users. And so don't forget this avenue for promotion to your programs and to engage them in conversation. One final point I'd like to make about boomers, which I think is very important for all of us. As a group, they're very supportive of libraries. They're very active in their community, and they vote regularly, and they also favor taxes to support libraries. And they're also the people that our local politicians tend to listen to. So if we can engage and involve them, we can educate them about our issues, including our funding issues, and also develop allies in the community for libraries.